No one actually needs any kind of complex argument in order to see that Christianity is false. You can just if you can read and you can you have a little bit of historical knowledge, it's easy.
In order to debunk Christianity,
the definition is quite
you're going to have to explain how your worldview provides for rationality.
Well, it's very simple. The God of the Torah
You know what's
said,
funny?
if someone
When in
predicts
open
something,
discourse,
I'm
and
sorry,
anyone
I'm
who
gonna have to
responds to
turn
him,
some
he says
people
he's
down.
heckling him. He called it heckling in an open discourse. That's hilarious.
Yes.
Anyway, as I was saying, the reason we can know that your religion is fake is the God of the Torah gave us the commandment that if a prophet predicts something that does not come to pass, he is to be rejected. In fact, not only is he not to be feared, he's to be killed. The Daniel prophet that Christian theology is principally based on, with the whole second coming and whatnot, abomination of desolation, predicted that his end times events would be taking place at the time of the Seleucid kings, specifically Antiochus Epiphanes. This did not come to pass.
You want to give me chapter and verse?
Yes, this would be. This is going to be actually.
DM it to me. So, which God do you believe in?
The God of the Torah.
Okay, is your God eternally loving?
Yes.
Okay. Is being loving being other-centered or self-centered?
Love's just an affection. It doesn't require either or.
No. Okay. Whom did God love?
Now he's gonna get caught up on that.
Whom did God love in eternity? Himself?
I mean, he obviously loves himself as well.
So he's like Narcissus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like
the Christian
you want to make that comparison.
Can you explain to me? Can you explain to me?
Explain it.
I'm gathering
how you resolve the problem of the antithesis between justice and mercy. How is that solved in your rejection of the substitutionary of Jesus Christ? Mercy and injustice are in antithesis. How do you resolve that?
One moment, please. I'm gathering the verses you requested.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be eternally merciful.
But why aren't you addressing the verses he gave?
Christian, how do you solve that?
I'd like to hit that since that's
the incarnation of the second person of the Trinity provides a substitutionary atonement to resolve the antithesis between justice and mercy. His rejection of the substitutionary atonement of the Messiah, the incarnate second person of the Trinity, puts him in a situation where there is no resolution to how God can be both completely just and merciful.
Can I have
it's not just one singular verse, it's a theme that runs throughout the Old and New Testament. If you are merciful, then judgment is withheld. If judgment is administered, then you don't have mercy. Now, how does he account that there will be any human beings who are sinners who escape the judgment of God in eternity? How is that resolved? He has no resolution to it.
So I posted the links both to Darth and for anyone who wants.
Oh shit! Is that Darth Dawkins?
Anyway,
the devil himself.
When you say the second person of the Trinity,
Thank
you mean
God you're
Jesus
back.
himself?
Batman was fucking awful.
Anyway, can we please?
Yeah, keep it on track. I want to see him get BTFO'd.
All right. So anyway, the answer to his question is that there will be a essentially his own answer. There's going to be a Jesus-like individual in the future. It's just not.
How can a mere creature provide a substitutionary atonement?
Well, it'll be God. Like we can tell this. From
So you're saying that there will be a future substitutionary atonement? How do you know that?
Because the Bible
predicts
predicts it.
Where?
The Bible predicts in Isaiah 53 that this Messiah will come and be killed for the benefit of others.
Okay, so you say that's future.
Yeah.
Okay. Is your God a monad or multi-personal?
The Old Testament suggests multi-personal.
Okay, it suggests that, but is that definitive?
Yes, I would say it's.
Does it necessarily follow?
Yes, I think it does.
Where?
There are lines where he says, "I'm going to call," or like he says, "I'm going to call fire from heaven from Yahweh," which is like a
Right.
reference.
Does that necessitate that God is multi-personal?
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It can suggest it. It could foreshadow it, but it doesn't necessitate it.
I mean, well, if you want, like, I'm trying to give you proof.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Right? No, it doesn't necessitate it. Does it foreshadow that God is multi-personal? Yeah, but it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't necessarily follow. I mean, I accept that this is a foreshadowing and a hinting at the triune nature of God. Okay, where did you get the idea that God is triune?
I believe it's pre-biblical revelation, personally.
No. Excuse me. Is your God 2 persons, 3 persons, 4 persons, 5 persons?
He's 3.
How do you know that?
It's pre-biblical revelation.
What's that?
It's like the laws of logic. You couldn't have read the Bible without first knowing the laws.
Okay. Well, the only way that we could know that God is multi-personal and triune was by a special and a direct revelation. So where is that?
I agree. It's pre-biblical.
Where?
It's not
No, sir. Where is it? Where'd you get this from?
From God.
Where?
What does that mean? Like, it came from God.
Yeah. How do you know that? Where? What's the source?
It's God. Like, once you have a revelation from God, you can't appeal for anything else.
You're begging. You're begging the question.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can't have a non-circular proof for the foundations.
That's not what we're talking at. And what you're doing now is very obvious to me. Is that you're trolling? You're seeking to do a parody of the Christian worldview.
No, listen.
Yeah, no. What you're doing? Listen to me. Where is your special revelation? Where is it?
It's from God.
Where?
I don't know what that means to say.
Were you there?
No, he revealed it to me at the moment of my birth or coming into being.
Oh, you were given a special revelation that God is triune?
Necessarily.
Okay, see now I know you're trolling. Now I know the game that you're playing.
Yeah, get him out of here.
You can go to Carm.
You see, that is the deceitful, dishonest route that you would take. That you're now just making this crap up. First you told me that special revelation was in the distant past, and now you're saying you're the special recipient of it. You're making this up as you go along.
Look, dude, you can go to Carm if you
want.
want.
No, we're done. Listen. The people that I do not have patience for are people who lie to me.
What? I'm not lying.
There's no. Yeah, you are, because you're just making this stuff up.
You can go to Carm and verify.
Where is the special revelation?
Everyone.
In the past,
I'm going to defend myself.
Where is the special revelation that God is triune in the past? Where is it?
It came to everyone who has revealed this truth.
Where did you get
it's pre-biblical. I don't know how to explain this to you.
Where did you get that from?
From him.
Where did you get that from?
It's revelation from God.
It's instantly communicated to you at the moment of your mind's creation. It's necessarily the case, otherwise you couldn't account for anything.
So all human beings receive a direct special revelation that God is triune?
Yes.
Where did you get that from?
He just told you.
I just told you 7 times.
I never received a special revelation that was a specific communication to me, a thought in my head. The way I learned about God's being a triunity was through his special revelation through the prophets. I didn't get that. Okay.
Why will
Now,
why
now
will
you
he
see
care
what
about you?
you've done is
The
you
fucker with
see
the lisp.
for a
You
while
always
there I
said
just
that
thought
you
that
have
you
innate
just
knowledge
had
of
bad
God, right,
theology,
Christian?
but you went a step too far and you've revealed to me
You guys
that
claim that
you're just
had
simply trying to
revelations from
do a
God
bad
himself.
parody
We can't
of the
prove
Christian worldview,
For
Rebel.
anyone who
Nice
wants
To be honest,
try.
Darth,
or
I don't
Nice
think you
try,
know
no
or
the
star.
anybody who wants me to, who wants verification that I am the man that I say I am, they can go to CARM. I have argued for months with the people on CARM, Christian Apologetics Research Ministry. I am not fake.
Hold on a second. Did you used to be on Pal Talk?
No.
Okay. I could not care less about your interaction with Carm. The fact of the matter is, you told me that there was a special revelation in the distant past. Who told you that?
Darth doesn't care about Karm because he's banned from the.
Do you have an answer to that?
I'm sorry. Like, you cut out for me.
Who told you that in the very distant past there was a divine revelation that God was triune? Can you tell me when this was? Was this to Adam and Eve? Was it to Noah?
It's to everyone all the time.
Was it to Noah? No. See now you're being deceitful, because now you're flip flopping. You're changing your story.
No, he
You
isn't.
told me
I
that there
didn't.
was a special revelation in the past. The people got
Yes.
it. Okay. How do you know that the people in the past got the special revelation of the triunity?
Because he told me.
Oh, when did your God tell you this?
At the moment of my mind's creation.
He's answered this
When was
question
the
5
when was
times.
the creation
Don't
of
you
your
understand
mind?
this answer question? Are you stupid?
At the moment of my what do you call it, like fetal development.
Oh, so you received a special revelation when you were a fetus?
Just like you did.
Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
Dawkins, you claim to have special
I
revelations.
mean, dude,
Yes, you claim
this
to
is
have
the
innate knowledge
worst
of morals and things
parody
like that.
I probably come across.
You can say it's
that's not very surprising,
This
Darth,
is
because it is in the
this is the depth
This
that
guy's chill.
sinful human beings who want to retain their autonomy will go to do a parody of the Christian worldview. I'm actually embarrassed for you.
be embarrassed all you want, but
Darth,
You can be embarrassed all you
in the end, I have done nothing deceitful. Now you can run away if you want, but if it was anyone else who on the Christian side like to take me up on what I've said, if he's going to run,
There's no need to.
He's
I've
so
already
egotistical, he has his own
already
legs.
exposed you.
no,
Dawkins,
Darth, you haven't.
You didn't
You've just been
expose
saying
him.
It
lies
is
all
Say
the
hardly
time.
surprising, Darth, that this is the worst parody I've ever seen, because this isn't a parody.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn you down.
This is how you.
would anyone else like to take me up on the offer?
Okay. How were you? So you remember now as an adult that you were given a special revelation when you were a fetus?
Yes.
Oh, so did you remember this when you were 8?
I remember it continuously.
Okay. There's no more talking.
Director,
to you.
could we
You're such a
move Darth
bullshitter.
Dawkins to his soundbox?
Would anyone
done.
else
We're
like to
done,
take me
Rebel.
up? Would anyone else like to take me up?
Sure,
Rebel.
I will.
I just
I'm
want to hear you
Christian.
talk. I mean, like, you sound.
You know what's interesting? You know what's interesting?
Darth, you
You
were
in the
done with him.
past, you're a
Somebody else
child
tried
of
to
Noah,
talk, right?
aren't you?
Anarchy system. I will debate.
Are you child of Noah?
No.
Okay, now you're lying. Did you use the previous screen name Child of Noah?
So can you repeat that one more time?
Did you use the previous screen name Child of Noah?
No.
Okay, now guess what? Game over.
What?
Want to know why? Let me tell you why.
You're a failure.
I take notes on most of the people that I interact with. Okay. So that when I run into them into the future, okay, that I'm going to know a little bit about them in case their voice is not recognizable. Okay. When I first encountered you, have you debated with me before?
Not like anything in depth.
No, that's a lie. You have come on to my server a number of times. You came onto my server as child of Noah. Do you know how I know?
I'm sure you'll tell me.
Now, listen. Now I have the proof. Look right
You're
before
too
me.
egotistical,
Okay?
man.
When you came onto my server a number of times, you were even kicked from my server once or twice. When you first came on and started dialoguing and debating, I copied your username and your user number into your profile. Now, until I checked your profile, I knew I remembered your voice quality, and your ideology was familiar. Okay, that I knew I talked with you before. When I clicked on your username, boom, there it was. When I first wrote down a number of months ago, your username, Child of Noah. How did Child of Noah get it? How did Child of Noah get into my user note that was put in there months ago? If you did not use Child of Noah.
Well, my brother uses this account sometimes and changes.
You're the same person.
You know, you don't have any.
You know what? You just regardless. I don't care about all the hecklers. You
don't
just
have any proof
to me, and I don't care what anyone else sells. You know, the hecklers can heckle. You just prove to me.
Director, can we move Darth Dawkins to his sandbox, please?
Okay. So it's game over.
That's all right. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Would anyone like to take
you're
up
a liar.
the debate?
There's only one reason why you would lie, and that is to covertly troll. There's overt trolling, and then there's covert trolling.
Would anyone else like to take me up on the
You just lied to me.
Okay,
Did you just not lie to me?
Okay,
Did
he's
you not
muted. Would
everybody
anyone
in the
else
room,
like
if
to
anybody
talk to
wants to see the screenshot,
I'm like, Rebel,
I'll be glad to provide it.
I would just love to hear you speak. I think you're a good talker.
The guy out and
can you
out
please mute
lied
Dawkins?
about his previous identity.
So here's the issue for those who are interested in why his worldview makes no bloody sense. If you go look at the prophecies that Jesus is referring to back when you see in Matthew 24, this is the famous passage where he says this generation won't pass away, run away when you see the abomination of desolation, for these are the days of the great tribulation. All these lines are references back to Daniel 11. Now, in Daniel 11, we have the prophecy of the end times. Now, the reason why this is important is because if you read Daniel throughout its context, you find out something. Daniel says that there's going to be 4 world empires that exist prior to the establishment of the kingdom of God, right? The everlasting kingdom. And he later states that there's going to be this little horn. That's his like code word for him. This little horn will be the king, or will come out of a country called Greece that conquers Persia. This is in Daniel 8. He says that after this empire is broken up, there'll be 4 kingdoms left, and from out of one of those will come this evil oppressor. Finally, we reach Daniel 11, and also 10 and 12. We find out.
Dawkins just moved to the philosophy.
That's all right. He can run if you want. Anyway, so
Anarchy, could you? I think the Bible Hub is like connected to the religion links. Just so I can look at the passages later on. Could you just write them, like the name of the passage there, and so I can read it. I said like the religion links is connected to like this Bible Hub. So if you write the name of the passage, it pops up. So I was just curious if you could just do that so I can read the passage.
And realize that there are 50 people listening to you have a meltdown.
I don't care. I don't care. I have the sole authority in the room. Okay?
When you get to Daniel's final vision, which is now 10, 11, 12, he says, during the 3rd year of Cyrus the Great, that the Prince of Greece is about to come, and I'm going to tell you about your future at the end time. He then says there's going to be 4 more kings in Persia, and the 4th will attack Greece. When you do the counting, you get Cambyses II, Bardia, Darius I, and Xerxes. Xerxes is the "this is Sparta" whole scenario, right? So we know that he's talking about Xerxes here. He then says after him will come this mighty king that is conquers a bunch of stuff, then dies, and his empire is given to those who aren't his descendants. It uses the same phraseology as Daniel 8, so we know he's talking about Alexander the Great. He then begins to narrate in exquisite detail the history of 2 dynasties that follow immediately after him. One known as the King of the North, and the other one's known as the Kings of the South. When you go through history and line these up with Alexander the Great's successor states, it matches perfectly with the wars between the Ptolemies and the Seleucids, down to nitty-gritty details like marriage arrangements. Finally, it reaches the last king, which corresponds to the historical king Antiochus Epiphanes. Antiochus Epiphanes is accurately described until it starts talking about the end time, which it's stated is in this guy's lifetime, at which point he launches an unhistorical war into Egypt, and the dead are supposed to resurrect, some to everlasting life and everlasting righteousness at this time, and it's failed to happen. Since the Torah says disregard any prophet that speaks and what he says doesn't come true, we know that we are to disregard the book of Daniel.